We are now on product C. We are going to start, as always, by calculating our product cost under variable and our product cost under absorption. So under variable, our direct materials are $2 per unit. Under direct labor, $3 per unit. And for variable overhead, $1 per unit. And for fixed overhead, 0, because under variable costing, we do not include fixed overhead in product cost. So $6 a unit. Absorption is going to be the exact same for direct materials, direct labor, and variable overhead, but fixed overhead is going to be the total amount of fixed overhead divided by the units produced, which is 20,000, and our absorption fixed overhead per unit will be $5. We're just glad it's not 8 again. Maybe we're not. Maybe we liked 8. So our total absorption product cost per unit is 11. All right. So let's go and calculate our variable costing income statement. So we're going to start with sales, which are going to be units sold of 22,000 times our sales price of 20. Our direct materials are going to be our units sold of 22,000 times our direct materials of $2 per unit for a total of 44,000. Direct labor is going to be the 22,000 units sold times $3 per unit for direct labor, or $66,000, and our variable overhead is going to be the 22,000 units sold times $1 per unit for variable overhead, or 22,000. Our variable S&A, which we are including with the variable cost, even though it is a period cost, not a product cost, is going to be the 22,000 units sold times 50 cents per unit, 0.5. I got that right here. All right, so our total variable cost, remember when we add them up, we make sure we do not include sales, because sales is not a cost, is going to be 143,000. So our contribution margin will be our sales of 440,000 minus our variable cost of 143,000 for a total contribution margin of 297,000. Our fixed overhead is 100,000. Got that right here. Our fixed S&A is our variable selling costs are 300,000, or selling and administrative, or 30,000. So then our contribution margin minus our fixed overhead minus our fixed selling and administrative is 167,000. Let's do our ending inventory, 5,000 units times our product cost for variable for under variable costing, which is 6, that is 30,000 in ending inventory. All right, now we want to convert this net income under variable costing to absorption costing net income. We're going to start with our net income under variable costing of 167,000. Then we are going to add any fixed overhead that's in ending inventory under absorption costing. So our ending inventory is 5,000 units times $5 per unit of fixed overhead in ending inventory under absorption costing. All right, now we got to figure out what is our beginning inventory. So remember, our units sold plus units in ending inventory is going to equal our units produced plus beginning inventory. So if I take this 27,000 and subtract 20,000 units produced, it gives me 7,000 units in beginning inventory. And 7,000 units in beginning inventory times the amount of fixed overhead per unit in under absorption costing of 5 gives me a fixed overhead and beginning inventory of 35,000. I'm going to go ahead and make that a negative number so I remember to subtract it. I'm going to add all this stuff up. And I'm expecting my absorption net income to be 157,000. So that is less than what my variable net income was. And if my absorption is less than variable, then that must mean that I sold more units than I made. And lo and behold, I did sell more units than I made. All right, so we're going to check our work by doing our absorption income statement. And again, we're just going to copy over the things that we know are exactly the same, whether it's absorption and variable, which is really everything except the fixed overhead. Fixed overhead is going to be the number of units sold times of 22,000 times fixed overhead per unit under absorption costing of 5 for a total of $110,000. We're going to add up those product costs, being careful not to include sales. All right, and then we're going to calculate our gross margin by taking our sales of 440,000 minus our cost of goods sold of 242,000, give us a gross margin of 198,000. We're going to subtract our S&A variable and our S&A fixed, and that's going to give us net income of $157,000, which is exactly what we already calculated. So that is a really good sign. Do my any inventory right here. Completeness. Okay. All right, but it looks like we did a good job. So everything matches. So this is going to wrap us up for this unit. And good luck. Good luck on your check your understanding, on your discussion post, on your homework, on your quiz. And remember, we have an exam at the end of this week. So look at that as well. All right. See you later.